heading towards, indeed beyond, $1 trillion, didn't intimidate either leader during the election campaign. By election day, the coalition had pledged another $13.2 billion of spending. Labor, $8.9 billion. If this can't go on, which it can't, what is the new government going to do to stop it? I remember speaking some years ago to the New Mexico State Senator Bill Scherer on a tax reform proposal that he had modelled, but as always with these things, had been ignored. His proposal in our language was to abolish all taxes, the lot: income tax, company tax, fringe benefits tax, payroll tax, capital gains tax, the GST, tax on petrol, tax on insurance, stamp duty, the whole lot, and replace all these taxes with a simple 2% tax based on everything that is sold or traded on the open market. Now, of course, like anyone who challenges the catechism of climate change, suggest this kind of tax reform and you'll be dismissed as a crank. You know why? Such a proposal would eliminate most of the bureaucracy. What Senator Scherer proposed and had modelled was what he called a hard reboot of our tax system. In pub language, 2% to be paid on every sale of anything. Now, I've seen figures that have been worked over 1 million times. Forgive me for taking financial year 2014 because no modelling has been done since, where a 2% tax collected on all sales, state and territory, would have yielded $1,121 billion. It's been modelled many times. $1,121,000 million. At the time, that produced a surplus of $948 billion, when the debt at the time was $246 billion. These are 2014 figures. But they would have returned the government to a surplus of $700 billion. Now, of course, the nutters will be shaking their heads and the deniers will be totally dismissive. But when I spoke to Senator Scherer at the time, he made the accurate point that such a proposal would return America and Australia to budget profit. He described the existing tax system there and here as, quote, so full of exemptions and carve-outs that in New Mexico, the Tax Act was over 1,000 pages. Well, good luck. Our Tax Act, with its amendments, started out at 22 pages in 1915. It is now more than 14,000 pages, running into 995 sections. I defy anyone to tell me that they've read the Tax Act. They can't. It's impossible. And if they did, the bulk of it couldn't be understood. But we persist with it. Senator Scherer said at the time, it's time for New Mexico to take charge and lead somewhere, unquote. Well, who in Australia will take charge and lead somewhere? I'll tell you why such a tax reform proposal will go nowhere. It would diminish, dismantle and destroy the power of politicians and bureaucrats. Don't kid yourself. They're here for themselves, not for us.